Now, icons David Beckham and Angelina Jolie are set to get up close and personal for the sexiest advert ever. They're lined up for a multi-million-pound Armani campaign. However, bosses are allegedly trying to coax the pair's partners, Victoria Beckham and Brad Pitt, into approving the idea. A source said the two are exceptionally beautiful on camera, but both are in committed relationships, so the advert would have to be sexy without offending their partners.
So get them all in another foursome.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Obvious.
Oh, that'd sell pants, wouldn't it?
But how threatened would you feel if your other half was going to be working with a beautiful woman?
Now you say, I always say if I throw our Gav into a bucket of nipples, he'd come out sucking his thumb. But he just... think about it. No, I do trust him, I really do trust him, but it's only in the early stages.
Yeah.
And I always appreciate another girl. I'm not like that. I don't go, you know, don't talk to her, don't do this. Yeah. The only one thing I do have like a gripe about is like the social networks. When you first get on them, you know, and these girls are leaving little messages and all that stuff, and you've got to ask who's that, and that's the only thing that I think sometimes when you first meet someone, you just stay ahead of the game a bit. I think you're just protecting your feelings when you first meet someone. Do you not think?
But why would you need to do that with someone you've just met?
I always think...
I think you're always setting yourself up for a fall if you do that.
I was just about to say that. That's expecting something that hasn't even happened yet.
You can talk.
Well, I know!
Blimey.
Pot kettle.
The thing is, when you've been in a relationship before and things have happened, I always remember this one fella, and we were out on a night out, and he says, here, put my phone in your handbag, and I did. And I nipped to the loo to put a bit of gloss on and what have you, and I took the phones out, and then his phone went, and then it went, oh, can't wait to see you tomorrow, baby, kiss, kiss. Oh, I were in that phone like Jack Flash. And I'll look at it, but then it was like a double relationship, and you shouldn't carry it on with what's happened in the past, but you kind of do sometimes.
What was it anyway? Who was it?
It was double timing me. I never know. Never know. I did a diva and I walked out the door.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I agree. If anything like that's happened, done, dusted, move on.
But then it's natural to feel the way that you do. If you've been through something like that, of course you want to protect something that's new and you're nurturing it. And do you think it's natural to maybe relax a little bit after a few years?
Oh God, no, I have now. I have now. It's only early stages yet. We've only been living together for a month. But I know. Oh, bless. Oh.
See, I don't think I just don't. I wouldn't go into a relationship unless I had that kind of 100% trust.
And how would you know that though?
Because I would have it with anybody, because I think you've got to start out from that point, because otherwise there's no point in going on, because if you've got a suspicious mind right from the start, and it doesn't matter how damaged you are. I mean, I believe you're only as damaged as you allow yourself to be, because if someone does something to you and they're unfaithful and everything else, you know, you can actually you can move on from that and get rid of it. However long, and I am talking about you, Sherrie.
I know you are.
Are you saying you will always trust 100%, no matter?
To start with, yes, but until that trust is broken, and if it's in the early stages and the trust is broken, then absolutely out the door, I wouldn't go back. But, you know, it's different if you've been with someone 25 years and someone slips up. I suppose you could kind of make amends, you could understand it. But, you know, what I'm saying is if... You know, people have been unfaithful to me in the past.
I was about to say that. I'm surprised you've got such trust, really.
Yeah, but you can't let that damage you. You can't.
I know what you're saying.
It depends on your self-esteem as to whether or not you like yourself enough to be able to say, well, it's not me, he's a total, you know, whatever, and I'm going to move on from it. And you really, really, really need to do that.
I think you can build trust. I think trust that is built is far more set in stone. And I would never have moved in with our Gav if I didn't trust him. I'd trust him and love him implicitly. So, but it does come with time.
I think it's really hard, though, to actually go into a relationship with trust once you've been damaged badly, because I don't know where you get that trust from, apart from hanging something on his what's-it and it rings every time. Or it lights up every time. Do you know what I mean?
In that instance, then, do you think that being unfaithful is therefore the worst thing that can possibly happen? Because there are lots of ways that people can be cruel within a relationship without being unfaithful. You know, all three of you have mentioned unfaithful as if that's the be-all and end-all, and you know, and that's what maybe you know, we're talking about here. Angelina Jolie and David Beckham maybe doing an advert together. Ooh, what does that mean? Is that the worst thing, though? Well, you know, behind closed doors,
No, it's
people
not
can
the worst
be
thing
foul.
necessarily, but the point is if someone does something to you, whatever it may be, you can't then go through your whole life assuming that everybody else you meet is going to do the same thing. You have to wipe the slate clean and you have to start from scratch. Otherwise, you're never ever going to be in another relationship.
No, I agree that you have to start trusting again. I'm just saying, I don't know where you start from. You have to start from somewhere. I mean, Jodie's very young. She hasn't experienced all the slaps she's going to have. Has she?
Oh, dear.
No, what I mean is...
I have experienced quite a few,
But what about you're a beautiful woman, and your chap is a handsome man. But what if he had to work with someone as beautiful as Angelina Jolie? Would you feel a little bit?
Do you know what? I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And even though they can be absolutely gorgeous, they can be boring as me set of toenails. Do you know, it's that kind of thing. And I don't think it bothers. I think if you, like we were saying, if you trust each other and you love each other, and you know, it's that special moments where you do say you love each other, and you can't break that.
But you see, Mark does actually, he works with a very, very beautiful woman every day. And people are always kind of throwing themselves at him because he's very, very handsome. But luckily, he is shallow Hal, and he can't see how beautiful they are. So he just walks on by. He thinks I'm the most beautiful thing in the world.
But that you are, and that's because he loves you.
It's because he suffers from, what do we call it? SHF.
Shallow Hal syndrome.
He's Gwyneth Paltrow when he looks at Carol. It's lovely.
I don't mind. It's fine by me.
Okay, yesterday.